on today's episode of Border Talks.
Let's
All right,
go.
guys, we're back. So to
Bang, bang,
continue,
bang.
yeah. So you learn about this when you're a kid, right? And through that process, when you get like when I got to Germany, I was fine. Like I knew, fam. I feel like every footballer knows when you get to that certain age, you're like your go-tos, right? Your pasta, your chicken and rice, like your vegetables. You know, like if you like red meat, you're eating your steaks and things like this. You're having eggs for breakfast. You know what I mean? Everyone knows you have your fruits, you hydrate, Gatorade. Everyone understands the basic concept of it, right? When you get older is when you start to get more creative, or if you really like food, you get more creative with your meals and you understand, right? But that's when you become older and you start to unlock that knowledge, right? So I understand why they would want to do it, right? Because they want players to come like this. This is basically, the box. They want them to be inside the box, and
Prototype, yeah.
they want them all to be inside the box. Now, the problem is when you have a bunch of different people from different places, people don't all fit in the box, right? A majority of people don't fit in the box. Just the people you may be from your area, right, that have grown up in the box will stay in the box, right? But for me, I have a big personality, right? And not only that, I just myself, I like to do things that make me happy, right? So I've always been a person who likes music, right? I've always been a person who likes video games. These are the type of things that help me to this day, right now, help me control my mind and get my mind in the right place, right? So those are the type of things that I had needed at the time, right? And it was very difficult because other players were also in that same boat. It wasn't just me, right? And we all didn't enjoy that experience, right? Now, other players had been used to it because they'd been there 2-3 years already, right? So for them, it was just something they knew, right? But for me, I was like, wow, culture shock, right?
Mhm.
And the city, it's tough because it was dark, gloomy, and just it just the vibe.
Not,
It was the vibe was
not
just dead.
California, innit?
Yeah,
Not
I
California.
knew it wasn't gonna be California, but when I had came there, I had went there and I had also, my first month or two staying there, I stayed with
I remember.
host a
Yeah,
host
I
mom,
remember. A
and
host
she was
family, yeah.
lit. My host,
Yeah, you
they
told
had
me.
two little twin kids. They were so cute, and she had a daughter, and we used to just. It was a good time. They showed me around the city. And I was like, this is really nice. I really
You still
enjoyed
talk
the
to them?
city here and there. Not much, but I will.
You need to. You
I'll
need
be,
to.
be reaching out more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be reaching more.
I'm gonna make sure you do that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
And bro, it was a different experience at that time. Then when I moved in, it went complete left. Like you couldn't order food, you couldn't bring food in. Your parents, like it was very strict to the point where like your parents couldn't even come see your room.
Mm.
Couldn't even come in. There was a certain point that parents and outside people were not allowed past that point in the building. Do you understand how crazy that is? Now, obviously, I understand, but like your parent can't see the place that you live in. It's a little suspect, don't you think? Right? Like it's a little suspicious to not like I live here. Okay, why can't my parent come inside and help me, unpack my things to do things like this? No, it was just basically good luck, right? And from there, I moved on. So I realized football can be great, but if my outside life is not good, then I feel like that's anything, any job you work. If your work job is good, but your outside life, your regular life is not good, fam, like I'm sorry to say, but that is more important than the thing that you're doing. You know what I mean? And obviously, the thing that you're doing can help guide you into a better place. But obviously, it's up to you to figure out your sacrifice. Like you always have to sacrifice something, right? And for me, I was also doing school at the time, so I was really jam packed. There was no free time really for me. You know what I mean? I'm staying up 1-2 in the morning to turn in assignments because the time difference is in America is completely different. You know what I'm saying? So it's all of those things. It would have been nice just to have a few, video
Okay.
games, things
But
like
then
that. That would have been, I know myself, I would have been
mm,
able to to be good there if I could have, because I could have just held it out and then gotten a place a year later, right? And it would have been fine, right? But
okay, so that's what I want to touch on. So after that, you left Leipzig. I don't know if you're gonna disclose why you've left Leipzig, but let's just keep it on that. You went back to the US, I think. You went other places. You went a couple
to
of
Germany,
trials.
And then I went to England.
Yeah,
And I went
you went trials.
I went to Belgium.
But then you went permanently
LA.
back to LA. Okay, cool. So you're back in your own country. You're sharing a room, like you're sharing a house, an apartment again with one of your teammates there. How was that experience? So you've never really played first team football up until that point. Yeah, you're now in a situation where so this is a new team. LAFC was a new team. Yeah, you're in LA, you're in LA. So one of the how you say the big markets. That's how you call it in America. One of the big markets. You're there. Cool. You come from Leipzig, so it's a gloomy place. Now you go back to the sunshine of LA. Cool. You're there. How did you feel initially when signing a contract? Your time throughout, because obviously because we've been in touch throughout all these years, so I've known what was going on in the background. But how did you feel throughout that time? Did you feel happier, less happier? Were you?
No, I would say this was where it was such an interesting switch, right? So you remember what I said about Germany, where I said, football was good, but the other half wasn't, right?
Yeah.
This completely switched. Life was good. Football wasn't as good, right? Yeah. And part of it, I'm taking my responsibility at my own faults, right? If I had better guidance, right, and maybe a mentor, somebody in my back corner was a professional who knew things like this, how to, we've been in a situation before, like just even somebody, maybe an ex-pro or one of my old coaches.
Nah, but what was the advice you would have needed?
Just to be be patient, right? Okay. It's gonna take longer than you think, right? Because for me, I'm progressing at a level where I'm I can see where this is going. I can, because in my mind, I'm going, it's very simple, right? And when you're in Europe, if you play better than the person in front of you, you play. Unless they're making millions of dollars, unless they're like Ronaldo, right? Other than that, you're going to play. They're going to put you, if you are balling out that week, they're going to put you on the pitch, right? Because they're this guy's been doing well, boom, let's give him opportunity. And he's doing better than the guy who's in front of him. That's how it works in Europe. In America, it's not the same. Whoever's got the biggest contract, they play, they start. In America, I don't care if you come from me. I really don't care. But they
don't say that. Nah, he cares.
No. The thing is, bro, I don't care. No. Listen.
Listen.
Brian. Wait till I finish. And the reason I'm saying that is because it's a true fact. And the thing is, I'm not the only one to experience it. No,
but you care.
I don't, because it
bro, I'm gonna tell you why.
No, Brian. I'm telling you the reason why. It messed me over. It ruined my thing. And obviously I understand, yes, you guys would, I understand the money side of it, and I understand
I'm not saying that. Listen,
but that's what it is.
Listen, hear what I'm saying. Don't say you don't care all of this shit, because at the end of the day, what is your nationality? What's your nationality?
American. British. I'm British.
Yeah, but where's your family based? American.
And UK.
Yeah, I know, but I mean your dad, your father, your brother.
Okay, America.
Yeah. All I'm saying is, I want to slander Belgian football as much as you want to slander fake. But I know at a certain point in my life, I might need to come back here. So I'm not gonna
listen. I will come back. But the thing is, I will still hold. But it's true.
But don't burn the bridges.
No, I'm not destroying. I'm not telling them they're. I don't ever want to play U.S. soccer because you guys are. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying how it is. I'm saying what it is. This is what we're here to do.
That you need to be careful about as well. I know you need to pull it, but you need to be careful. Though.
No, of course I'm careful about it, because the thing is, at the end of the day, I know I will still end up probably retiring in America, in Sacramento or Los Angeles or something like that, or Texas, regardless of what it is. But the thing is, my football speaks for itself, right? Will speak for itself when it comes time. And
but there's a lot of politics. That's what I'm trying to say.
No. But that's
this.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Sometimes you need Sometimes you need to lick bum. Sometimes you just need to lick bum.
No. We don't do that. The thing
Go
is, when I say that, it's a very tough thing that when you are in a position where you see yourself progressing, right, week by week, and you don't have the same plans as the manager, right? It's to figure out what is the actual plans and if it fits with you or not. Right. And in my position that I was in,
you came in as a forward.
I came in as a striker, as a national team striker as well, right, for the under 18s, moving into the under 20 group, and started preseason as a winger striker, got moved the third week to a fullback. Now, mind you, this is a very difficult thing to do because you are going in a professional environment. It's not like I'm playing in the U team or the second team. I'm in the first team now, having to defend Carlos Vela and these guys who in the first season were really letting in. Like we had the best attacking group in the league. Right.
Yeah, so, Rossi, Vela, and
I forgot who the others were.
Your friend, what is his name?
Oh,
the big guy.
No, he was the goalkeeper. Dio didn't come till halfway through the season, but Adama Diomande as well. And we had a top Costa Rican striker, right? Like we were sick, and obviously for me coming in, I understood the difference. Like I hadn't played in a while. I wasn't settled, right? I needed to get used to playing in America again and being back home and stuff like this. So it took some time for me to get adjusted, right? And when I started to get adjusted, it was progressing, right? And then I made it to, my biggest goal was to be better than the guy in front of me, regardless of what position I'm playing, right? So I'm looking at the guy in front of me and I'm like, all right, I need to get there and I need to be better. So I'm working every day. I want to be better. Now, like I said, having a mentor would come in handy, right? Because it's a big city. There's a lot of things to do off the pitch, right? So after I'm going home relaxing, and then we're doing stuff. We're going shopping. We're going here. We're going to friends. We're meeting new people. We're going to different restaurants, doing all these events, all these fun things, right? Going to Puma. This is when I signed with Puma as well. So I'm doing Puma events. I'm doing interviews for LA. You know what I mean? We're going to soccer games. I'm doing the interviews with them. Like I'm taking over the Snapchat. That was my personality. I just loved doing all that stuff, and it was fun to me because it helped me take my mind off of football, right? And I enjoyed it. But don't you
think you've maybe like rubbed some people in the club the wrong way because you were doing all these type of stuff?
Oh no. I definitely think the thing is, what I noticed in life is you'll always rub somebody the wrong way. Regardless of what you're doing, right? And there's no one that will be loved perfectly because somehow, some way, someone will always not like you. That's just, and I've known this since I was a kid, right?
But did you think one of those things were like one of the main reasons?
I mean, it could have been. I don't know.
Towards the end, I'm not saying the start. Towards the end, no. But is that? I'm not saying if you.
No.
I think the feeling
I think towards the end. I think towards the end, it was just what happened was I understood where we were, and that's when it made the separation, because I was like, I'm not with this, right? And I realized that I felt there wasn't a similar understanding and a similar respect level between us, and so it was like this, right? The coach is up here, this coach staff, they're up here, and I'm like, I hear it. And obviously there's a hierarchy in football. We know this. If you're a rookie player, you're a rookie player, you know what I mean? And you build yourself upon that. But I was always taught respect is earned, and respect is respect. So I'm gonna respect you as much as I would respect my dog or the next guy or a grandfather, or you know what I'm saying? So if you came into the club and you were the kick guy, fam, I respect you as much as the president, you know what I'm saying? Or the owners, because you are
part of the club.
You're the same role. You play a big role into making sure stuff happens every single day, right? And I think that was one of the things that I never stood up for, that disrespect thing where it was like you treat people less than they actually are. I hated that. And obviously it happens everywhere you go. It happens, but there's people that just roll over and take things. And then there's people that stand up for it. And I'm always willing to stand up for something that's not right. You know what I'm saying? So if I have to, disagree or leave or whatever, have people not like me, obviously I would like to have good bridges with everyone, but that's just not possible.
Yeah.
Right. And so obviously it was good, but the problem is my football, I just wasn't playing. I wasn't getting the minutes I wanted. I felt, my second year was where I really started to blossom and become better at the position I was playing. And I felt that I should have gotten more minutes.
Did you get your debut in the first season or second season?
First season. And
Dallas.
Yeah. And I just, and I got loaned out, and I didn't want to be loaned out. I wanted to stay there and train and prove myself. And then, when I did get loaned out, it was a pointless loan. Not pointless loan, but when I had got loaned out, I ended up not playing any matches. I didn't play any matches there. So I was like,
I know.
What is it? Now, I was super happy to be there, right? I learned a lot from Didier and from the other guys, and I built great relationships.
Say Drogba, because not a lot of people know his first name.
Drogba, yeah. So I had a great time with everyone there. All the guys, we had great memories, and it was fun. And I would go back because that was fun. You know what I mean? I went back to second season in the beginning, and it was still fun. It's always it was a great time with the guys there, everyone there, and in Arizona, Phoenix Rising. It was a great time.
Rising, yeah.
But the problem was my goals were not similar to the coach's goals, right? When I had a talk I said I wanted to play the Under-20 World Cup. That was my goal. His goal was not for me to play the Under-20 World Cup. That is a big problem, right? If your coach doesn't have the same goals as you, that club is not going to work out for you, right? Because if you want to be, I want to be able to score 20 goals this season, and your coach is like, I think we should just only push for 5. You'd be like, what? Why are you setting limitations on me? Or why aren't you thinking the same thing as me? You know what I mean? And obviously, if you're thinking realistically, like I was in a position to make the Under-20 World Cup. So I was pushing. I really wanted to go to it. I really, really wanted to go. Right. Yeah. And I had been with the national team regularly that when I showed up at LAFC all the way up until right before the World Cup qualifiers. I was a regular, right? Went to France with them. We went to these different, and I was like, cool. But the problem was you go on all these different loans. You're not playing any matches. You're not going to get called up. Right. So I didn't get called up, and I said, okay, no worries. That was one of the biggest deal breakers for me. Was like, okay, well, the main goal I had this season was to establish myself as a player here, and also to go to the World Cup. Didn't work. Wait, I didn't even go the second season. That's what I'm talking about. The second season.
Yeah.
I had made that as my main goal because the World Cup was in the summer, and so it was January, and and so it was like December. I'm like, second season. I told them, I'm like, I'm gonna put my head. I know what I need to. The plan is to be a starter, or at least play matches in MLS.
Decent minutes, yeah.
If I get decent minutes, I'll get called up. They'll invite me to the camps. So January camp, I didn't go to January camp because I told the coaches I'm focused. I want to be here and get better. They seen that and they said, cool, we're also here with you. I said, perfect, let's do this, right? And I showed up and I showed out. Those months preseason, I went crazy. I should have been. Everyone was like shocked to start because the starting fullback was injured. And I had gotten all my minutes, right? And I had done well with them. So I said, hey, I'm going to be starting. Season comes, he was like, it ain't like that, Chief. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I just ended up leaving after that, and I agreed to part ways with it. We agreed to part ways, and it was a mutual thing. And that's the thing. It was a mutual thing because they also knew they didn't have the same goals for me. Right. So that's why, there's situations, guys, where you got to understand what's the best for you. I knew I needed to go and play. I need to get minutes. And that's the biggest thing. If you're a professional coming up, you need to play. Minutes is what's going to have the biggest impact on you.
Let's circle back now. Yeah. So you come from Leipzig. Yeah. How did you feel the transition from youth football to first team football? Like, what were the main differences? Because for me, I played first team football when I was in Spain, and like, because sometimes you feel like, okay, like sometimes you've got players that they're the best in the age group 21 to 18s, but then when they make the step to first team, they can't really make that jump. So how was it for you going from Leipzig to then going to, because you even like, there was a long time where you really didn't like play for a team regularly, but you still were able to show
Also
that you're good enough
yeah.
But you were still able to show enough that you was good enough to play, like to join the first team in the MLS. So how did you like feel that jump? How was that? Like, how did you feel in between that? Like, was it more physical, faster? Like, was it like the big jump that you expected or not?
No, I didn't expect it. I thought it was going to be, honestly, I had no expectations on it because I didn't know. I didn't know how MLS was. I've obviously, you hear it, you see it, you watch it, and you're like, when I was, and when you're in Europe, to compare Europe and MLS is two different things, right? So when people are like, I want to go play in Europe, right? In America, they're also like, I want to go play. So when I was like, I want to go play in Europe, I played in Europe, and I was like, okay, I have to go back here and I have to do this. I'm excited, right? Because it's a new opportunity. I heard about the opportunity and the new chance and the great coach and all of this. So I'm very excited. When I get there, it was different. I didn't expect it, but I had to adjust because I hadn't played. It wasn't even first team football. It was just I hadn't played, right? I had been playing with very prestigious players in Germany. I also trained with the first team of Leipzig a couple of times, right? So for me, it was like to go now to now go to America and do this. It was just like, it was a whole different thing. And it was more difficult trying to adapt to their style of play rather than anything.
How did it play that?
It was just more demanding in a sense, right? Like from me specifically, it was from like the younger players. It was very like a, you can't mess up type thing. And it was very interesting because it was like, obviously we're going to make more mistakes than the veteran players, right? Because we're still learning. But I always felt that there was more directed towards us. Like you mess up, they're on you. You mess up, they're on you. And then you're like, whoa, like I'm trying, and you see I'm trying the right things. We can simmer it down a little bit. You know what I mean? So that was one of the biggest things. The difference was the coaching styles and and also, you know what? One of the biggest things was the development and how much time they put into trying to develop. When I was in Germany, I had 2-3 coaches like, hey, you want to train? You want to do this? Let's do this. Let's do this. Day in, day out, watching video where we're doing the football machine to help me with my better touch and decision making. I'm telling you, like it was something every single day. And in LA, it was different, right? Because it was almost, sometimes it was like, I love the science behind, keeping players healthy and things like this. But there's sometimes I just want to grab a fucking bag of balls and go kick and just train. After training, I know I just want to stay and get it in every day. I just want to stay and get better. But to watch your load and to do all these things, because wearing a hair, it's a little too much. And it takes away from that like love of you wanting to just get better every day, because they're monitoring how you're doing. And I just, that part in the modern day football, it's kind of, it's different, when you've got players like Harry Kane, you've got big players, Cristiano Ronaldo, these guys, and you're telling them, hey, you've played 90 minutes over the weekend. You should really chill. Fam, I was not playing any matches. I was playing no minutes, and I wanted to stay after to get better, to really improve myself. Things like those were you know, like when I was in Germany, it was like, fam, you want to? I'll help you. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And it was tough.
I had the same thing in because when you said like it was hard for you to adapt to the playing style, I had the same thing when I went to Spain. Because when I went to England, it's like quite similar to Belgium playing style wise. It's like a lot of direct football. Obviously England is like it's much faster, but like it was quite similar. When I went to Spain, I remember like the games that I played there. Obviously, you know, Spain's a lot of possession football. Our coach was like high on possession football, and that's the things that I noticed as well. Like when you say they were on you, like when you play like first team football, especially, they're on you. Like you can't have a bad touch.
You cannot.
Nah, you can't have a bad touch,
and that's the demand.
A bad pass. And I remember like I was like, because when you're like playing, obviously like 21s football, 23s football, is like obviously, you know when you're better than most of the people there. So it's like calm in it. Like you play a little bit. Sometimes you play like second gear in it. You don't really you don't really put out everything that you need to, and then you can't really do that with first team football. It's like the players are on you first of all because you're messing with their money first of all. The players are on you, and then the coach is on you. And for me, when I went first team football for the first time in my life, I was like, okay, this is quite different. And then playing style wise, I remember I was getting frustrated in games because in England, like I was used to getting like a long ball over the top or like a free ball. And in Spain, I remember like these decent limits, they'll see you, but if you're marked, they turn back and they restart again. And the amount of times like I started like just like I was getting like annoyed with that is because obviously you're not used to it. So that's something that people need to, like you said, patience, and that's something that I think Anne missed as well at that time. Is a mentor that says like, yo, this is how it's going to be. That's something that I missed over the years as well, because I've made decisions that I would have done differently if someone just came like arm around the shoulder, like, yo, listen, just put your head down and just relax, relax, it's cool. Because I think I've left my Spain situation a bit too early. Obviously, I was going through a hard period with my friend dying at that time. But I think, looking back on it, sometimes I regret leaving is because if someone told me like, okay, yo, you're going through a hard time in life and that's life as well. And, but like, just put your head down. Just stick it out sometimes. And I think that's important as well. Like you said, so you need someone that will say like, yo, listen, this is how it is. This is how it, no matter what happens, you go through it. You can get pissed off, but you're going to keep doing this shit. I think, like you said, like, so that's why I identify with you, like with the differences when you go to another team and the plans are maybe not similar, like on the same line as you want it to be. But knowing you for a long time as well. So then after that, you went to Norway. You hadn't signed for a year, I think, after LAFC or half a year, something like that.
A year and a half or something.
A long period. So during that year and a half, what did you do to stay fit? How did you? Because obviously you can never get match fitness there. You can run as much as you want. Match fitness you won't really gain. How did you keep up your touches? Because I know for me, I need like to pass to people sometimes. I can do everything with a wall, but at a certain point, it's like, yo, I want to like do 1-2s, like proper 1-2s and shit. So how'd you do that?
No, I think first I want to say that my time at LAFC was loved, though. I think everything that
you was loved by the fans. I loved
you.
Yo, he was there.
And the thing is, I paid a lot of attention to the people that were supporting us, right? And I always just like my parents, right? The people that support you are the people that really care. You know what I'm saying? And like to see a team have support and to have fans come out every game and to see like someone have my jersey with my name on it, that is real love. You know what I mean? Like you spent money, like fam, you spent money to get a player who doesn't even play. You're different. You are different. Everyone who has my jersey, you are different. The guys who bought and put and were showing me during it, I was gassed. I was like, is that a brew? Why do you have a brew? It comes in. You got the wrong person, fam. I'm not even. And obviously, I really enjoyed my time there. I enjoyed the coaches. I enjoyed Bob Bradley, how difficult he was. on me, and he made me better, and I enjoy, you know, looking back at the situation and picking up what I know I needed to work on, my patience and being better professional, you know what I mean? And I think if I was if I was a more like if I was me in that situation,
would have been different.
It would have been completely different, but that's life, right? You have to go through your stuff. No regrets at all. And I really enjoy, you know, the time there, and it being.
It's going to be a long episode. Huh?
Yeah, we have 5 minutes left. But
yeah, you have to chop it up.
But the
again.
thing is, it's fine. It's fine because I'll chop it. It'll be.
No, but before, just end this bit of LA.
Yeah, and then we'll chop it.
And then we'll end the call, and then
Yeah, so basically the whole, you know, time there was it was such an eye opener because I was young, but then I became older after that. Like I became more mature after I left that situation, and then you know, I came in with a naive mentality, right?
You was a donut, and now you're a dickhead. Yeah, and maybe one day you're gonna be a smart person.
Hey, but no, I think when I was there, it was like it was such a different experience. So I am really blessed. I am blessed to be there at the beginning of that club, right? And to have met everyone I did meet and grow, you know, good relationships with those people and the players, and to see that club actually thrive the way it thrived was just amazing. So no, big thanks, right? They'll always be in my heart. So that's why I said, you know, when I retire, it'll be, you know, either in Sacramento or LA, but LA, my first debut and things like this at the professional level. So they hold a very close place in my heart. So I know I've had fans as well reach out to me, Shab, you should come join LA. And I'm like, it doesn't work that way. But you know, if it
appreciate
happens, it, I do appreciate that. And no, if I ever do come back to America, LA and Sacramento will be the two places.
Coming back to America, part 3 with Chef Brewer.
Part 3 with and Brian. So no, but thank you guys.
And what do you mean, thank you guys? We're gonna do one more bit. We're gonna do one more.
I'm talking about the fans, fam. Thank you guys for everything.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for thank you, Brian, for staying up until 4 a.m. to watch your debut.
Yeah, shout out B.
I was so dead. There was no commentary, nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's because the stream you had. It's because the stream you had was bad.
Bro, how to stay? I was like, there's no sound. Nah.
He should have had a better stream, in my opinion.
Bro, that was on the stream. That was on.
Yeah, true. So the only thing now is we're gonna go ahead and take an intermission, and we will be back.
I'm gonna get my guns.